So hello guys, welcome back to channel Get to Byte once again. Starting with our STM8S microcontrollers bare metal coding and resuming with its firmware development. I have started with its GPIO Blink Sketch on my ST Visual desktop and uploaded just a single video in which I have written its GPIO Blink Sketch bare metal code. Now resuming with that series furthermore, today in this video, we will be going to write the device driver for UART peripheral of our STM8S microcontrollers. And one very interesting thing to tell you guys is that UART peripheral of my STM8S microcontrollers here is like its registers are very much registers name and bits names are very much similar to the STM32 microcontrollers only. That you will be able to know as I tell you from its register data sheet. Okay. Now starting with it, the introduction part, the UART in the STM8S and AF microcontrollers, there are 4 UARTs, UART 1, 2, 3, 4, having facilities of asynchronous, multiprocessor, asynchronous, smart card, IRDA, lane master and lane slave. The smart card, IRDA and lane master and slave things I have told you in my STM32 microcontroller videos also. You can check out that video. I will give its video description link in the video description. Okay, so what we are going to do, we are going to use the UART1 only for now for interfacing and for making a device driver. And so it has all the features from lane to smart card to IRDA to synchronous and multiprocessor. Okay, so that's why guys I like STM8S microcontroller more and likes to work on these controllers as compared to AVR microcontrollers, because these comes at a very cheap cost as compared to AVR and also with lots of extra features. Like you can see in the UART only, in the AVR we don't have features of smart card mode, IRDA mode and lane mode. So as these cheap modules have these features, so we can also learn them and also get to know that how to do these things with these modules, with these features. Okay, so its main features are like very much same, and as a standard format, mark and space, then programmable data worth 8 to 9 bits we can program. Okay, let me just highlight these text also for your easiness. Okay, then stop bits are configured in the lane master and in the lane slave. We have its correspondingly features and configurations can be done, and in the IRDA also we can do that. Lane is basically used in automotive industry in our cars with our this CAN protocol. IRDA is basically an infrared receiver and transmitter decoder module, or you can say a peripheral. Then the smart card emulation capability. Smart card is like wireless smart card which we have. So in that this protocol is used. And then we have the general parity control, error detection flags like error, overrun error, noise error, frame error, parity error. And the 6 interrupt sources with flags. The interrupt for receiving data, transmitting data, when overrun error has occurred, framing error, and all such kind of things. Okay. Now UART functional descriptions, that is it is a description by according to the block diagram. Now this block diagram, if you remember, is also very much similar to my STM32 and my AVR8 microcontrollers only. It's very much same, like there is a transmit data register which gets the data from my microcontroller bus and that write to my transmit shift register, and from transmit shift register it goes to my UART TX pin. Same way in the receiver part, UART RX pin gets the data, it sends it to my receive shift register, from receive shift register to receive data register, and from that to my microcontroller data bus. And then correspondingly I have many registers, UART CR1, CR2, CR3, CR4 for configuration my UART peripheral, for enabling, disabling which feature I am using, whether IRDA, lane, smart card, or normal or synchronous or multiprocessor communication thing. Okay, so now moving directly to its functional descriptions. Okay, UART character description. Okay, so these are like very much same, like ideal character is the one which is interpreted as ones, on its whole frame is interpreted only as one, we are sending only 1 so that is ideal character. Break character is when we are only sending zeros. Okay, and the transmitter. Yeah, this is the important part. In this, it's like when we in a configuration, we need to enable the transmit enable pin TEN bit from our UART configuration register so as to enable the transmitter part of my UART peripheral. Okay, and the character description and the configuration stop bits I can configure from my configuration registers, that I will just, you will get to know when we move to the register part. Okay, so the general procedure for configuring my transmitter part in my UART is like as you can see here. Okay, let me just show you simultaneously also. First, what we will do, we will program the M bit in the UART CR1 to define the word length. Okay, how much my data format will be. Then the baud rate setting. Okay, then the number of stop bits, and then the TN bit to enable the transmitter part, and then write the data on the UART data register, like as I have done here on the transmitter byte. Writing to the UART data register so as to send that data, and then monitor on the TXC bit as when this bit is set when my transmit shift register has transmitted my data from to my this TX pin. Okay, so it means that my transmit shift register is empty, so now I can get more data from the UART data register. So pulling on the TXC bit and then writing on the data register. And we can also, TC bit is also there, I will just tell you when we go into its register description. Okay, and in the receiver part, what we need to set the when the M bit is set 8 to 9 bit. Okay, and for this receiving part, we simply return the UART data register whenever my RxNE bit is been set as 1. In this RxNE bit will be used. Okay, so now as you can see here in the receiver part, program the M bit, that is program this, all these things will be done in configuration and initialization. So status first, configure baud rate, stop bits, then the data for data word length M bit, and then simply set the REN bit in UART CR1. This enables the receiver. Okay, so in the configuration part, okay, I will be setting my both the UART CR2 3 and 2 bits are my TE bit and my RxNE bit, RE bit. Okay, so enabling that bit so that I can use my transmitter and receiver part, and then simply pulling on the RxNE bit so that it will indicate that my when register data, my receiver shift register has transferred my data to my memory microcontroller data bus. So then I will return my data which I get, that is on the UART receiver part. And if we have enabled the interrupts, then correspondingly enabled interrupts will also be invoked. Okay, so now moving to our register description, all these framing error and parity bit and all those kind of things, you can read it from the data sheet. These are very much same and similar like to the STM32 and AVR 8-bit microcontrollers. Like if you have done two microcontrollers, then you can easily get the things in the third microcontroller. Okay, so the framing error and all such things are the normal simple traditional UART features which we know. Okay, then this is a baud rate generator. There is a baud rate generator in the UART of our STM8S which generates the UART according to the value which we fed to our UART underscore DIV register. Okay, so now the further description of details about this baud rate and the code and the registers will be told in the next video, as this video length has almost reached to the 10 minutes. So not taking the video length too much heavy, too much long. So till then guys, stay tuned, subscribe to the channel. For any doubts, for any queries, do mention them below in the comment section. See you guys in the next upcoming video.